Yeah, all right, guys, you're welcome to question 41. And in this very video, we are going to be taking an advanced shift in differentiation. I mean, we're going to be differentiating trigonometric functions. So before we even get started with what you see here, I would like you to understand that you should know some basic, derivative of some trig functions by default. You should know this stuff at heart, so that when you come across them, you don't have to struggle before you get your answers. So that is what you already see listed here on the screen, where it means when you differentiate sine x, you get cos x. When you differentiate cos x, you get negative sine x. When you differentiate tan x, you get sec squared x. When you differentiate cot x, you get negative cosec squared x. And when you differentiate sec x, you get sec x tan x. And when you differentiate cosec x, you get minus cosec x cot x. Now, all this might be sounding strange if you've not been in if you've not been in a trigonometric class. So I'll quickly refresh your mind on what all these guys is. Let me just move on to the next slide. Now, basically, we have three trigonometric functions, which are sine, cosine, and tangent. But we cannot just write sine. We need to write it with respect to an angle. Let's say sine x, cos x, and tan x. Sine x, cosine x, and tangent x. The tan means tangent. Okay, so these are the basic trigonometric functions we have. Now, if the inverse of sine x, I mean the inverse of sine x is referred to as cosec x. Cosec x. The inverse of sine x is cosec x. The inverse of cos x is sec x. And the inverse of tan x is cot x. Okay, just think of it this way. Just count 1, 2, 3. This x stands for sine. That's the inverse of sine x. Just count 1, 2, 3. This c stands for cos. That's the inverse of cosine x. 1, 2, 3. T stands for tan. That's the inverse of tan x. So I'm very sure now when you see cot x, you should know that's the inverse of tan x. In other words, what I mean by inverse, this is the same as 1 over sine x. This is the same as 1 over cos x. And this is the same as 1 over tan x. That is what I mean by inverse. So when you see cot x, you should know it is the inverse of tan x, which is like 1 over tan x. So guys, I'm sure by now you have a good start on what we want to talk about. So now let's go back to this question. It says differentiate x upon cos x. Now, the first thing you want to look out for, what kind of rule are you going to apply here? Is it product rule? Is it chain rule? Is it quotient rule? What rule do you think is valid in this particular expression? Now, we are going to apply the quotient rule because we are having a rational expression. And you can see from the previous videos, we've talked about how we can utilize quotient rule. So first thing I would like to do is I will say let y be equal to this quantity just to make things a lot easier. So I'll say y is equal to x upon cos x. Now this is like my u and this is like my v. Remember the procedures. If you want to differentiate y with respect to x using the quotient rule, you hold your v, you differentiate your u, you hold your u, you differentiate your v, all upon v squared, right? Straightforward. Now let's get started. So dy dx is going to be, what's our v? Our v is cos x. So we have cos x, we hold the cos x, we differentiate the u. When you differentiate s, what do you get? You just simply get 1 minus, you hold your cos x now, and you differentiate your, sorry, that is not, you hold your u now, which is x, and you differentiate your v, which is cos x. So when you differentiate cos x, what do you get, class? You get negative sine x. Remember that this is going to be negative sine x all upon what? Cos x all squared. Cos x all squared. So are we getting this stuff, guys? And you should know that cos x all squared is the same as cos squared x. It's just the same thing, okay? So just know that. So let us simplify this stuff. So this is going to be like saying cos x plus x sine x, right? It makes sense. I mean, when you distribute, this is what you get. Then all upon cos x all squared, right? Now, the next thing you want to do, if you look at it, we don't have any of this here as the options in the problem given to us. So we need to simplify further. and that's going to become cos x upon cos x all squared, then plus x sine x. I would like to say this is cos x times 1 over cos x. I really want you to understand this stuff. This is actually cos x squared. I don't want to write it as cos x squared because I need it to be simplified. So what I'm trying to say is that this cos x will cancel one of these, so I have it to be 1 upon cos x. Then we know sine x upon cos x is the same as tan x. You should know that sine x over cos x is the same as tan x, so that's going to be like x tan x. And you already know that 1 over cos x, from what I discussed earlier, is the same thing as what? Sec x. So if you put this stuff together, this is going to still be sec x. So we have it as sec x plus x tan x sec x. So which of them is correct? Which of them is matching this answer we got? We got sec x, and that is option D. You can see it, sec x plus x sec x tan x is the same as x tan x sec x. So that is our final answer, option D. So before you get started with solving problems on trigonometric functions, it's very important you learn about the trigonometric identities. That will give you a very good foundation to start with. So guys, we'll come to the end of this particular video. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to share this video to other learners, and God bless you. Bye.